Okay, hello everyone. Today I experienced some kind of resonance in one of my coils. This time it's one of the driving coils here, and it pretty much depends on the correct position of the Hall sensor. I have this coil and another coil connected as output, and they're going through the bridges here, and then they're going into this 47k microfarad 40 volt capacitor, and at the same time I have connected this DC converter. It's basically the same that Romero had. Let me hook this up. You see the voltage here, it's 0 almost. I hook up the power and I turn the rotor by hand a little, just a little. And now I bring this into position. When this coil is singing like a bird, it will be in resonance. And here's the waveform. And the funny thing is that the waveform is not measured directly at this coil, but it's measured at this coil. So there is some mutual inductance occurring. So the spikes that are induced into this coil will happen to all the coils. So if I measure this coil here, which is just two probes connected to this coil, there's still this kind of high-speed peaks visible. Now what happens also is that when the rotor turns, the cap is filling up to over 28 volts, 29, and at the same time we have this DC converter connected. 29, 28. Now this really depends on the correct position of the Hall sensor. And now I can even connect the load. I have this small LED light connected, and if I hook that up to the output over the DC converter, the voltage goes down, but it's still, right, let me just hook this up. Voltage goes down, but this is because the Hall sensor has moved again. I can bring it back into position. And you see that it's still possible to get a decent voltage into the cap. 22, around 22 volts. 23 volts. This really depends on the correct position of the Hall sensor. the input is not more than 16 volts. And we got 26 volts in the cap with the load connected to the DC converter. If I remove the load again, eventually. Volts, and the DC converter is set to 12 volts. The funny thing is, here's the waveform, but it's not the waveform of the coil where the resonance is occurring, but instead it's a different coil. The probes are connected to this coil here, and the resonance is occurring in this coil. So what's going on is that there is some sort of mutual inductance. The oscillations in this coil are being picked up by all the other coils. Probably this might enhance the output pretty much, because if I connect all of the other coils as output coils and have these additional oscillation spikes occurring in the other coils, this will add to the output as well. Now another thing is, if I disconnect the probes, here are the probes, I can still see those spikes. The probes are not connected and I still can see those spikes. So these spikes are pretty powerful. They're occurring meters away. Doesn't matter. You can still see those spikes occurring from the resonance in the driving coil. So these spikes are pretty powerful. Question is, can this power be connected to a battery and load a battery and at the same time run the rotor?